Hi guys, welcome to week 4, module 4. This week we're going to extend what we've talked about last week, which was the solutions of quadratic equations. This week we're going to solve quadratics. So the first example, the problem is, what are the solutions? This is the problem, x squared minus x minus 12. Remember last week we talked about making your x puzzle. That's the first thing you want to do. And you want to take your last term, which was a negative 12, put it at top, and your middle term is negative 1, put it at the bottom. Now we're going to find factors of negative 12. So two things that, of course, multiply to make negative 12. And you also want to talk about those two things. They have to add up to make negative 1. So let's look at the first couple here. We have negative 3 times 4. That makes negative 12. Negative 3 plus 4, because you have to add to get this term here, is 1. So that's not it. So we're not going to use him. The next one, 3 times negative 4. All right, good. Makes negative 12. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So that's what we're going to use. So put your little factors there. Okay, remember last week what we did? Once we did that, we made our little parentheses, put our variable in, and just plugged in those numbers. Now the 3 is positive. The 4 is negative. Excuse me. So that's how you're going to enter it in. That's the factored form of this equation. Excuse me, it's supposed to be equal to 0. And we're going to equal these to 0 if they're not already done. Okay, now we're going to solve. We're going to solve for 0. So what's happening? We're going to use the zero product property for each one of these. So you're going to take x plus 3. Let's take it over here. You're going to equal it to 0. Okay, you're going to take x minus 4, equal it to 0. Okay, now we're just going to solve it. It's a one-step equation. So if x plus 3 equals 0, you're going to just minus 3 on both sides. Because remember, our directions say, what are the solutions? We're finding the solutions. This is it factored. We're now finding the solutions, okay? So x equals, sorry, it's hard writing upside down, negative 3. And then on the second equation, you're going to add 4 to both sides, so x equals 4. Okay, now these are your solutions. This is your answer. These are your answers. You're going to have 2 because when you go to graph this, it's going to be a parabola. Remember, the parabola I told you is a U. Now, go real quick to the computer, and the way the graph looks is you want to go to Desmos, and when you go to Desmos, you go to this box here, and you type in whatever the problem is, and it's going to graph it for you already. And if you notice where the parabola, see the red U shape, where it touches are the zeros. So it touches right here, which is negative 3, and it touches right here, which is 4. If you look back down at the paper, negative 3, 4. So there's your double check letting you know that that is the correct answer. Another way to find out if that's the correct answer is taking these solutions, plugging it into the original one. So say we did 4. 4 squared minus 4 minus 12 will equal 0. So that's another way to double check, okay? The second example we have is 2x squared equals 72. Okay, the first thing you want to do is we want to get the x alone, isolate. So we're going to get rid of that 2, which means we divide both sides by 2. That crosses out. Now we have x squared equals 36. Okay. Oh, it's ugly too. Okay, we're not done yet because we have an x squared here. We want to find out what x equals. Now, like I said, you can go to Desmos and plug this in as well, and you'll get your answers that way. But we're going to do it this way first. You want to unsquare the square, and by doing that, you take the square root of both sides. Okay, that changes that x squared to an x. And the square root of 36 is 6. And it's going to be a plus 6 and negative 6. So that's going to be your solutions, okay? Negative 6 and a positive 6. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please email me and take care. Bye.